Permitless states, the newest one. We're going to get all into it, the pros and the cons, the good and bad. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get right into it. As of January 1st, 2023, which was just a couple of days ago, Alabama became the newest permitless state where you can carry a firearm with no permit, you know what I'm saying, no training. All you have to be is 21 and can, all you need to do is pass the background check. And it's kind of a relief for me because some of you peasants that don't need firearms will not be able to pass that background check. So that's a good thing, you know. But like I said before, it's good and bad in this whole permitless carry states. You know, like I said, Alabama is the newest to adopt this law. Where basically, if you haven't heard about it, you can basically go get a firearm, go purchase a firearm with no permit, no training. All you have to be is 21 and pass the background check, and you can go into a gun store, get a gun, and at that second you walk out the store, you can protect yourself, which is a good thing for the people that literally just want to do that. But like I said, we're gonna get into the pros and cons because, like I said, y'all peasants out here is the reason why I got a big concern about these permitless states, carry states. You know, so let's get right into it. Let's go over some of the states that already are permitless states. We're gonna start with Texas, Arizona, Utah, Missouri, also also Iowa, also Arkansas. And I'm sure I'm missing a couple more, but that's just to give you an idea of some of the states. And like I say, I reside in California, so it ain't, the permitless carry ain't touched out here yet, but it will. So let's get right into the pros of it. Let's start there. Okay, like I said, I don't have a problem with the people that are literally just trying to protect themselves from you peasants. You know, no, I ain't talking about my kings and queens. I'm talking about you peasants. So I have no problem with the permitless uh, gun carry states when it pertains to citizens that are literally just want to protect themselves. They ain't gonna go out here and be hot headed and just go get their firearm and do some dumb stuff. You know, so I'm not worried about that. You know, so that's a good thing. That's good for those states that the citizens want to go be able to protect themselves. You know, when I say citizens, I mean just the people that are cool, laid back, you know, that work for theirs or however they get their money. They just don't want to be robbed. They want to be able to protect themselves. You know, that's all they want the gun, the firearm for, is protect themselves, their family, and things of that nature, their house. You know, so I'm all for that. You know, also, when I say I'm all for it, I mean, you know, I'm talking about the goddesses, you know, that want to be able to protect themselves from these stalkers, from these rapists, from these serial killers, from these carjackings. You know, I have no problem with the permitless carry states pertaining to those people. You know, that's just some of the pros of being able to carry a firearm with no permit, which is a good thing. But see, in my opinion, you know, it's tricky. This whole permitless carry states thing is tricky as hell because on one instance it's good. It is good because again, they are just trying to protect themselves. You know, they know how to control their anger. The people I'm talking about that is good for, they know how to protect. I mean, they know how to control their anger. They're not out here just going to use it at a whim, on a whim. You know, the tricky thing about it is this: you got these, and I'm gonna call some of you peasant serial killers, because if you have no problem discharging a firearm in public and have done it before over some stupid stuff, you, to me, you are sort of like a serial killer, because you have no problem, you know, ending somebody's life over hardly nothing. So that's the peasants I'm talking about. And there's a lot of you peasants that don't deserve it, but a lot of you peasants don't even have a bad background. So y'all are going to be able to get the firearms as well. And that is what my problem with the permitless carry states is, because they're going to go get them, and they're going to go get them for people that can't pass the background check, and now everybody got them. Like I say, it's tricky because we can go all into this, all into the cons of this. We can go into it as far as the government and the conspiracies I feel they got going on with letting states be permitless carry states, you know, all of that. And my thing is, it's going to be big business for the prisons. It's going to be big business for the courts, because dang well these peasants is going to go out here and be on one. If they live in these states, they're going to go out there and purchase them a firearm, and the first fellow peasant that disrespects them for hardly nothing, it's going to be a shootout in that bitch, and which is going to endanger innocent lives. Why? Because y'all don't know how to control your emotions. So that's one of the many problems I got with the permitless carry states. It's gonna be a wild, wild west out here. But like I said, the government gonna have a field day with this. The courts, the prison system, gonna have a field day with this, because I feel like one of the main agendas behind this is to get the black culture to commit more violent offenses so that they can be locked up for life or for a long period of time. And we all know every single person that's in jail, somebody's getting paid off of that person. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be big business again for the prisons, for the court system, which, in that way is sad, sad, sad for the black culture, especially the black culture, the black and brown culture, that is, because a lot of them have that peasant ass mentality, that peasant ass mind state where they not thinking about what the government trying to do to them. They thinking about, hell yeah, I can go get a gun, I can go get a firearm with no permit, and I ain't never been caught up in nothing, so I got a good background. Oh, it's about to be on. I can just hear them now. And that's the scary thing about it. That's really the scariest thing about it, because I don't know how, I don't got the answers, but somehow, some way, it should be some kind of middle ground with these permitless states, But again, it is what it is. Hey, they gonna do what they gonna do. So again, kings and queens, protect yourself. I'm all for you going out here, if you live in one of them states I mentioned, and going to get you a firearm to protect yourself. But also know that for the good citizens of your state, such as yourself, it's always going to be them bad apples, them peasants that also can go purchase a firearm and use it recklessly. So keep that in mind. So I suggest you kings and queens go protect yourself and go purchase you one in that case, because again, it's just going to be you against that person, that peasant, and I like my chances if, I got a firearm as well as that peasant has a firearm. You feel me? So in that way, go ahead, handle your business. I don't see no problem with that. And I'm pretty sure it's the Second Amendment. A lot of people making a big deal about the Second Amendment. I think it's the whole thing to bear arms or something, but leave in the comments. I could be a little bit off. I'm not ashamed to say I might be a little bit off, but I think it is the Second Amendment. And me personally, I don't give a crap about none of them amendments because some of them need to be rewritten, like edited, to make more sense. So hey, I do feel like we supposed to have freedom of speech. I do feel like we supposed to bear arms, but the climate of the United States is reckless. You can have all these different scenarios. You can have, you know, black and brown people carrying to protect themselves and have a person of another race shoot them down because they gonna say, I thought this is a permitless carry state. I thought they had a firearm, so that is why I discharged mine, ending that person's life. You see, there's so many different scenarios that can go down, which is sad because I know for sure it's going to be a lot of people using that defense when they get caught up in this stuff, especially people that are not black and brown. And again, me personally, don't get it effed up. I am not racist at all. You know what I'm saying? If you're a good person, you're a good person no matter what race you are. But of course, hey, is a zebra gonna go with zebras? Yeah. So of course I'm gonna stand with my black people and brown people, but don't get it messed up. I am not racist at all. I got love for all people. If you're a good person, you're a good person. If you're a bad person, you're a bad person. That's all. It ain't got nothing to do with race, in my opinion. So let's get that right when I speak on race and all of that stuff like that. I don't want you peasants acting like I'm sitting up here trying to be racist and trying to start some crap, and I ain't. I'm just speaking my mind. So again, permitless carry states, it's gonna be a wild, wild west out here. Meaning wild, wild wherever state you live in that carry this. So I suggest y'all protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? The kings and queens, protect yourself, but also keep in mind that for the good ones, like I said before, for the good ones such as yourself, it's gonna be them bad seeds that also went and purchased them a firearm as well to do negative stuff, you know, which is to harm you and to try to take your stuff that you earned. So of course, on the flip side, go purchase you one if you live in that state. You know what I'm saying? And that's just my take on it. But it's crazy also. I just got to touch on this also. It's crazy that this whole little the young thug the young thug trial is starting and everything, and in my opinion it's just a distraction to make these peasants that are not informed not know about these different laws and all of this stuff like that. It's also designed to distract even the kings and queens that may pay attention to the young thug trial and stuff like that. It's to distract them also so they don't know the laws, because if you think that ain't part of the mindset state of the people that make these laws, you tripping in your dang head. Because that's one of the things. They don't want you to know no laws. But the less you know, the more they can get over on you. Just remember that. Let me say that again. The less you know, the more they can use things against you because you're ignorant to the laws. You're ignorant to different things. I can admit myself, some of them states that are permitless states, I didn't even know were permitless states. So, again, that's why I try to stay educated on different things and keep being re-educated on the laws every year that change. And I suggest my kings and queens do the same so you can be up on the game and know what's what. Also, get up and learn about the laws of a traffic stop, what a cop can and can't do. Learn those because I've been learning them myself. It's a good thing to know. So then you'll have more protection on your side, so to speak, when an officer of the law pulls you over. Because a lot of them they be doing things that are against the law, and they do them only because you don't know the law of a traffic stop, etc., etc. So I suggest you learn the laws from state to state about the permitless carry states, about traffic stops, about whatever law you feel like will help you. You know, that's my spill on that. And again, I just want to say, protect yourselves, my kings and queens, by all means. And as the world keeps turning, it's just gonna be get more crazy and more crazy. But the more you educate yourself about the things you need to educate yourself about, the more you will be protected, and the more you will have, you know, um, some peace of mind. Because you're going to know how to conduct yourself in all of these different situations and scenarios. You know, and you know, just like I said, learn these laws. Learn these laws. All right. But again, I just wanted to tap in. I just wanted to tap in and let y'all know about the newest state to adopt the permitless carry firearm law. And again, that state is Alabama. And some other states are that Ben had them are Arizona, Utah, Texas, Missouri, Iowa, Arkansas, and I'm sure it's a plethora more because I've heard that there's at least half of the United States have adopted this law or are about to adopt it. So, you know, be ready. Go ahead, and if you want to know more about the permitless states, go ahead and research it. Find out if you're in one of those states, because you don't want these peasants robbing you and you don't got nothing. Because I'm sure some of you haven't got your firearm because this whole procedure of getting them, all of these different steps and hurdles you got to go through to get them. See, now if you're in a permitless carry state, you can just go ahead and go in there and get it, as long as you ain't got nothing on your background that's violent. You can go in there and get it. Now you can protect yourself. So I suggest you go ahead and go get you a firearm, because these peasants, they already on some BS. They already without the permitless, carry states. They already shooting up the block. They already discharging their firearms in public. They not giving no F's about you. So guess what? You shouldn't give no F's about they peasant ass either. Protect yourself. All right? The end. King Green the God, flourish vision through my eyes. Peace and love.